and welcome back to round 2, Pool B, the second day of competition. Yesterday, what a day.
Controversy. I've spoken to a member of the APA, which is the Auroa Pinball Association. We had a competitor yesterday, no-showed, who has been disqualified. So we had a field of 3 and a major upset as such. Tadua, who was not the number 1 competitor or number 1 qualifier for the finals. Harriet Muller was, however, Harriet Muller's score was nowhere near Tadua, so Tadua has gone through. Today's competitors, Mr. Bloor.
Oh yes, well there's Ashton, Hershus, Charlotte Manley and Leighton.
And a pick from the field for yourself?
I'm going to go with Charlotte. She's always monkeying around.
My pick is Ashton there. A bit of a dark horse again. We know what happened to the dark horse yesterday, but has a nickname amongst pinball players in the Auroa area of the Alligator for his attacking play and his sharp snaps on the bumpers.
He sounds pretty brutal. As you can see the picture there, of course, one to watch out for is Hershus. That's not a cigar in his mouth, that is a carrot. And he's a cool competitor there as well. And of course, don't forget Leighton. Very cool under the flipper.
Very unorthodox with his style of play. And looking forward now, here we have the Alligator. Ashton coming up first. He's about to start. Waiting for his flipping the ball just to get a little bit. The other competitors watching around, a lot of action in the background. See Wilson Creswell over his shoulder, a lot of excitement.
That's right, he's really getting his flippers worked up, and looks like he's going for Hungry Like the Wolf, which is, of course, the spinner.
I can see actually some of the competitors from rounds still to come scoping out the competition as well. Very interesting to see.
That's right. Ebony and Wilson there, obviously a keen eye. They'll be probably in the competition tomorrow with Pool C.
Well, we had interesting little technique there. There we go. Right, he's off and
Pops
running.
It out. The left ramp.
2 left ramps in a row. That's very convincing. What a great start. Oh. A little bit of an upset there, but it's come right for him and it's come good. Now, yesterday we had a score 2.5 million was what we were looking at to qualify for the final. Do we think all of our 4 competitors today have it in them?
Yeah, I'd like to see a little more than that, Mr. Webb. I mean, I think there was a lot of jitters yesterday, and people probably underperformed a little.
Yeah, well, I spoke about this nickname that Ashton's got of the Alligator. You can see that snapping there. Another ramp, double ramp. That's one of the first ones we've seen. Look at that strong play.
He's almost up to 1 million. Pretty good opener, and there's the spinner, which is what he's actually going for.
Yeah, well, if this had been the opening game from yesterday, it would have been extremely impressive. As it is, it's just a very, very solid score. Well over 1 million now. And for those bumpers coming back down the table, he's looking for those ramps. He's striking with authority. That patented snapping maneuver from the Alligator that we mentioned before that you can see driving down the table.
He really likes that left ramp. Flips it around again seamlessly.
Well, it's just a very strong opening score. A lot of pressure on the other competitors who are there. There's that ramp again. I've nearly lost track of how many times he's hit that, and he must be very close to the song. Oh, he's living dangerously again.
Actually, you just got to... There it is.
Wow, 7 combos, no songs.
1.5 million on the board. It's a pretty good first ball. Oh, goes up to 1,600,000.
Wow, if that was yesterday's round, that would be a dominating score. We've got Hershus here now. Bit of background on Hershus. He's a bit of a new face around the school, but he's seemed to have picked up the skill of pinball very quickly. Any stories while he's starting playing Mr. Bull that you'd like to relate from your experiences with Hershus?
He definitely appreciates the 80's movies. He's told me he has seen the Tron from 80's, but not the Tron from the 2000s. So I think he earned some points straight away for that. But
that's good that he's chosen that. I see he's What are we looking here? 800,000.
Yep.
Now ooh.
It's a good.
Ooh, that was a good, powerful play right down the line. Now, song-wise, we've got the Frenzy. Probably fair to say the Frenzy would be in the lower echelon of songs. It's probably one of the easy ones on the table to complete. So I think that's probably a good first attempt.
That's right. And what we might see from some of the competitors today is having a good, one good ball. But of course, it all comes down to trying to even that out to having a second or a third good ball. You don't need all three to be amazing and pick up your score, but you definitely need more than one.
Well, already we've got a score that's gone well over 2 million. We've had that. Has he completed Frenzy?
He's choosing the new song. It's Madonna. He's got to go for the pop there that you see flashing.
Yeah, a good again. I think that's good strategy coming into play, but not to dwell too much on the scores from yesterday. And obviously, you only had a 3-player field, but we can see now. Yesterday got through with 2.6 million, and we've got that one player already just about to break that mark. On his first
there you
ball.
go.
Yep, there it is.
A higher score than yesterday's high score from 3 balls,
yep.
And Hershus is doing it with 1.
Yeah, well, it's the luck of the draw, as we were mentioning yesterday. 45 competitors started out. We have 9 remaining. We've got 12 remaining because, of course, we've got 3 fields of 4, and 3 times 4 is 12.
Oh,
there we go.
and there it is.
Dropped. Well, 3 million.
3 million. You got to be happy with that for a first ball, Mr. Webb.
Set the standard with the songs as well. So Charlotte's up next. What are we looking at for her song choice?
Looks like she's going for.
Hang
on. The ball has been saved.
We had that happen yesterday as well. That could have been a disaster. We've got the Human League. Don't you want me? Well, if Charlotte doesn't play much better, nobody will, but then hopefully she'll get some decent points in.
That's right.
Could have been a disaster with that first shot, but interference on the screen there. What are we looking at? 250,000. There's that ramp again, that left, but we want to see the players striking that left ramp, then going for the right. Now, Mr. Bloor, just while you're here today, we look forward to you regaling us with some stories from Opanaki in the 1980s at the Milk Bar. I understand was a popular hangout for the time. I don't know if any players here, relatives, were also at that Milk Bar at the same time.
That's right. I mean, it is my strongest memories of pinball. Stars Takeaways, it was called, and the games I remember were Space Shuttle and Cyclone.
And I'm not even sure that they have space shuttles anymore now. Charlotte Manley is living dangerously. She has twice in a row had considerable bouncing off the save bumper. She's just done it a 3rd time. We're looking at a score that wasn't looking so great to start with. We were just about to crack the million. Obviously, Hershus has got that pressure with that 3. So she's living a little bit dangerously, but playing confidently.
That's right, over 1 million now. Seems unstoppable.
Yeah, seems confident. Got the alligator there just nipping at her heels just on the side. Ashton, he'd be wanting a bit of pressure, or a bit of pressure's being applied to him now with that first score. Driving up the table.
I did ask Charlotte how she was feeling earlier on, and she said she was nervous. I hope that wasn't nerves, but 1,500,000 is pretty good.
Now, probably the most unorthodox player in the entire competition left, and in some ways perhaps the most dangerous. Leighton here, I spoke to him about how he was feeling, and he said he felt confident, and he said he felt quietly confident with doing very well today. So we'll see how he goes. It's we're looking for the riddle. That's probably that 6-second combo. Sometimes hard to get right with the with that time frame, Mr. Bloor.
That's right. You have to hit one of the flashing lanes or ramps and then hit another within 6 seconds to achieve a combo, and you've probably got to do that about 6 or 7 times.
Well, he was very close to the end. Twice with those ramps and then bouncing off the safety.
He's just about on 1 million.
Wow.
So he's doing pretty well.
There's a bit of interpretive dancing in the background. I think Hershus thinks he's under a bit of pressure, and he may well be.
That's right. There is a little bit of action going on in behind there.
Yeah, well, I have to say the uploading of the previous round created a bit of mania. I had a lot of feedback from people impressed with the standard of competition, impressed with the difficulty, and created some drama and excitement at school, which is always a good thing. Oh, he's that safety again. He's done it again. 3 times, 4 times. 4 times he uses the safety and bounces it off.
Tempting death there.
Living dangerously, Leighton Shanks, but look at that. And that strong double ramp.
Oh, double ramp.
Oh, nearly
look
a
at
third.
Score.
Oh, this
just about 2 million.
2 million off the first ball. That's very impressive. Oh,
That's
my goodness.
right. If he can keep up the standard with his next 2 balls, he could be looking at a win.
Well, we just look at the standard, how much the standard's gone up from yesterday. Yesterday, you were looking at, it just dropped right out and he feels that pain.
There it is.
He feels that pain. Now, here we go. Here we go with the alligator. Ashton, we've got that bit of ground to make up. He wants to chase after Perseus, put pressure on that. He doesn't want to be falling short and leaving him with a big lead with that second ball. There's that favoured left and the right.
He's choosing the song. What's he going to go for?
He's not going to go for Ghostbusters, I hope. No, it's good.
It's Madonna and the Pop. It is one of the easiest tasks to complete, but still requires skill, of course.
Well, I made a big call yesterday with this. I said that perhaps one of the most important things in the entire competition will be that lighting up that left lane ball bonus and whether the extra ball will come out.
It is lit up there. A very hard shot to get.
Yeah.
On the extreme left, right in the middle there, you see that flashing red. Get in that little slot, and you could get a goodie, which could be good, or you could get nothing.
Well, we had that happen. We got hit once yesterday, and the result was nothing, which was unfortunate. There's that ramp again, starting to find his rhythm a little bit. Oh, he's another competitor that's just letting that ball just bounce off that safety.
That's right. You really have to pick and choose. Do you let it roll, or do you put your flipper up and pop it off?
Well, there's some of that, and as I said again, some of that patented. Well, we've got what have we got there? A double ball happening. So he's hit one of the mini multi-balls.
That's right. Walking on sunshine, multi-ball, 2 balls at once.
Well, Katrina and the Waves. It's not often we hear them on the radio anymore, but they're certainly singing their song proudly at Auroa School as Ashton goes. One day bounced in and bounced out. Oh my goodness, pretty exciting now.
Oh, there you go, he's lost one.
He's just overtaken Perseus. He's well overtaken Perseus.
On a second ball.
If this had been yesterday's competition, he would be booking his ticket through with Jetstar. He would be in the final. But as it is, there's still stiff competition. There's another double
ramp.
Oh,
definitely does it like
crocodile strike.
Like it's easy. Oh,
the alligator. Sorry, just
flipper pass, but a little bit. Flipper was up just a little too long.
Well,
human error.
He's set the stage, 4.5 million points. He's set the stage for a grand finale to come.
Oh, Perseus loses it quick. But the ball save was still on. Oh, and multi-ball straight away.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
Ramp there.
Actually, if he does well in the multi-ball, we could see him take on Ashton very quickly.
Yep. Well, we wanted to see. I still feel that.
The multi-ball was the death of him. Just that juggling 2 balls can be quite hard there, Mr. Webb.
Mm-hmm. Here's Charlotte Manley now. I have the privilege of knowing Charlotte Manley for quite some time, and so I said to her, with your 80's themed table, is there anything from the 80's, any words of wisdom that you'd want to impart on people perhaps watching here or perhaps thinking about your gameplay? And her response to that, her words of wisdom from the 80's was, everybody have fun tonight, everybody Wang Chung tonight.
The classic.
Yeah, which I thought was very, very wise and very mysterious, but unfortunately today
she's the lowest scorer so far, so she's really got a long way to go.
Yeah,
Leighton with his second ball now.
Well, he's got those 2 players ahead of him. Oh, he's just letting it bounce. He's letting it bounce, and it could prove to be a stroke of genius, or it could prove to be something
catastrophic.
Oh,
like he's
that.
out of there.
Just the curse.
A very quick second ball.
Well, it's first fiddle and second fiddle. We've got, as I said, I've talked about this player up. I've said he's certainly, perhaps, I think, the strongest player that we're looking at, as I mentioned. Oh,
He is tempting fate there.
Oh.
He's still the top scorer at the moment.
And he has this reputation, as I said, for the snapping with... I think that ball actually bounced in and then came back into the field of play. So it's possibly a bit of luck. 5 million, the first player over 5 million. He's obviously targeting the highest child score in competition, which was Harriet Muller.
That's it. Third ball out. Ashton. But he still has the leading score of Pool B.
He does, and a commanding score that in general circumstances I think people would be very happy with. However, obviously Perseus is only sitting just 1 million points behind at this stage. It's going to be very, very close. Only one player can go through. Tadur's got his ticket booked. There's another competition that'll be coming up.
He's going for the pop.
He's going for the pop, which we've identified as...
Strong spin right around the orbit there.
Wow.
Oh, mate, that was tempting fate, but he's got a ball lock. If you get 3 ball locks on either side, you get a triple multi-ball.
Right.
And great chance at scoring big. But I don't know whether we'll see any students get that. I don't know.
We haven't seen. I noticed the technique that he's doing there, holding that ball, controlling his breathing, trying to control his pulse rate, slow things down. Very, very analytical, very technical.
Oh my God!
That was lucky. That was completely lucky. Right around back, and then too fast.
He goes, mate, Hershus, what are you doing?
Oh.
But look at that score, so close to Ashton now.
Yes, that's right.
This is it for you, Hershus.
It might be from 0 to hero. What have we got? He's just overtaken it.
There you go.
My goodness.
He is the top competitor. Leighton is still a couple of million under.
Yeah.
And of course, Charlotte, quite a few. Still a chance for these guys if they have an amazing third ball.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
look at that.
Now we have to say to Ashton, see you later, alligator, because he's gone. Perseus has now got pole position from here. It's possible he might even be targeting that 6.5 million, which is the previous. He's bounced it up again. It's
tempting fate.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there's another multi-ball. It's the Dixie's Midnight Runner.
Come on, Eileen, indeed. Well, Eileen's got to be here somewhere. I hope she's not watching this because her nerves will be shredded. But I will say the competitors today, they're taking a lot more risks. There's a lot of this bouncing off the safety bumper, deliberately not taking an action. Perhaps they think they've learnt from yesterday's competitors.
That's right.
Well, this score's 7 million, so this is now... Mr. Bloor, you correct me if I'm wrong, is this the greatest game by a student recorded history at Auroa School?
Well, in competition it is. Recorded score sounds like Jonty got 16 million.
Is that
but unrecorded, there he is.
Well,
but he's got to be happy with that.
Well, he showed some frustration. Perhaps he thought he had more in the tank, but I saw the head go down. So Charlotte Manley's got a mountain to climb. And hopefully she'll be see Edmund Hillary and achieve that summit, but it seems 7.5 million seems a long way off. Any suggested techniques you think for her
Well, I can see she's got the select song open there on the right hand side down the bottom. I would shoot up the ramp and change the song. I know Mr. Chittington's not a fan of the Human League, and I think that's bad mojo all around to do his least favourite song.
In terms of skill factor, we've got a double ball, so perhaps...
Frankie is saying relax down the bottom there. That means the ball will be saved if you lose it.
Right, one's just gone down the dumper, and it's not... it is coming back. Yep.
Frankie, the save is now finished.
Yep.
And she lost the ball.
Alright.
It is gone for good.
All right. Well, that's unfortunate for her. She's approaching 3.5 million. Which
So that's more than to do yesterday. As we know,
absolutely.
it's a really good score.
Well, the pinball has a luck of the draw involved because 3 people from today's competition would have cleaned house yesterday. Now this is going to be crucial.
She
she's
has
not
gone.
doing it.
It is. Look at her. She's dancing around, thinking that might help her. I don't know whether it will.
Well, I think Ray Parker Jr. is going to be the end of her because we don't think that anyone's managed to achieve Ghostbusters. She's enjoying the song.
She is.
And that's great, but at the end of the day, that's not going to put butter on the bread, and
It's not going to catch Slimer.
no,
Oh, that's it.
well, it's going to be all down to the last competitor. Perseus is probably warming his seat already.
All right, Leighton, let's see what he's got. Final ball.
Just letting it sit. He's been playing a.
Oh.
There we go. Now this is crucial. Absolutely crucial. What have we got?
Random award. It happened so quick. Actually, I
Yeah.
didn't even see what he got.
It's the random bonus that counts down and backwards. So unfortunately, he was down to I think 200,000 when the counter went out, and unfortunately he wasn't able to hit that light in time to get those points. So. It's not really going to help him. We've got 3 million, which, as we keep saying, on a better day would be an amazing score. But just Perseus has set that bar so high in this round. Got one ramp. Looking for another.
He's got the double multi-ball there, the Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine. It does seem like Leighton is having a good day.
It does. It does.
Oh?
Any other favourite songs, Mr. Blue, by Katrina and the Waves, other than Walking on Sunshine?
You'd be pushing me there. I'm sorry. I'd have to Google, of course. I'm sure they have plenty of hits.
All right, he's making a song selection.
What's he going for?
He's done it again.
Oh, Ghostbusters
Another one.
is back.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, look, he is moving and grooving.
Well,
It was the downfall of Charlotte.
yeah.
We saw her dance as well.
Yes.
The students seem to just love it.
I think they love the song, but I'm concerned the dancing is affecting their flow and their play. He's gone.
Oh, is it random award or no?
No, it's going to pop out again.
He is close to 4 million, so that's a bloomin' good ball again.
Well, Perseus is actually looking nervous over his shoulder. It's not to distract people from watching the table, but if you see Perseus behind him, he's getting worried. He just wiped some sweat off his brow, I think.
Oh! Leighton out just shy of 4 million. Perseus is now going through to the finals. There he is, carrot and all. Well done.
Well, based on that score, he would need to be a high winner. Now, previewing the next round, we're looking up 4 competitors, Mr. Bloor, if you want to do the run-through with them.
That's right. Jaden Forsyth, Wilson Creswell, Jonty Van Endhoven, and Ebony Kalen.
Now, Jonty, as we mentioned before, a score of 16.5 million unrecorded.
That's
apparently.
right. Not in competition. So it will be very interesting to see what he comes up with when we do Pool C.
Well, I look forward to it. All right.
Thanks, guys.